Hi there, this is Live Prepper here in the Royal John, and I got my first letter today. Now, you can write me, or you can send me an email. Now, my email is, fossilhunt4084 at yahoo.com. And then I will put down my address if you would like to do what we call snail letter writing. Because some people, they just need this person. I like getting letters. I like sitting down and writing and stuff. I'm not the best in the world with it. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't with it. But, Carol here, this is what got her started. Now, during the 2K thing, scare, it made their family take some things seriously. So what they did, they just stored up water during that time. But even storing up the water is a plus. But I'm going to tell you what, you can go 3 weeks without food, but 3 days without water. Storing up the water is a must. And that's what I did. I started out just doing the water. The water was my first priority. Storing up the water, figuring out how much I could kind of manage off of for a number of weeks. And then I allowed myself to collect rainwater. My mind was I can collect the rainwater in the situation. Or even if something happened, I couldn't collect the rainwater, how many gallons of water I can make it through to get me through for so many days until I can maybe locate water somewhere and be able to collect it. Now, it depends on what area you live in now. Like where I grew up in Tennessee, there's all kinds of underground caverns and stuff and underground springs. So you can locate an underground water source somewhere to collect water. So you have that advantage for same way in the rainforest areas and different areas is knowing where to find water sources at is always a plus to locate things. But so that's the reason they did. And then she said her husband's family did not do this, of course. So, but she said they did go through 2 hurricanes. You know that water is a blessing. Through 2 hurricanes, if you can't get no food, you put that water in a gallon jug or whatever, sealed up, even if it floods, even if you got dirt in there, anything else, the water is protected in that jug. I mean, even if you get a couple jugs busted, you still got that water to fall back on. And even if you have nothing more than that water, and you have some herb tea on hand and honey, or sugar. If you can put sugar in waterproof containers, but the honey is in bottles the same way. They're protected. Honey would never go bad. I've got 5, 6 jars of honey in the basement, crystallized. And I leave them down there because, all I got to do is heat them up. All I got to do is take a spoon and shove it down in there if I need to get it out. I just got to heat it up. You can turn around and take, like I say, you can take your lighter or whatever you got to do. You can build a little small fire and you can heat your honey up. And it'll convert back to the original state. Never goes bad. So if you have nothing more than water, some things to drink with like tea or bouillon cubes, or sugar, if you can store up sugar in a waterproof container, or even honey, that's a plus right there. You're going to survive on that. You're going to lose some weight. And I know I can lose some weight because it takes 5 minutes for my butt to catch up the rest of me. And then she says here, my grown children know we should prep, but don't want to dwell. And you hear that word, dwell. Or face it. I want to tell you, when we're younger, we don't think much about it most of the time. We're strong, we're healthy. I want to tell you, I went caving. I was part billy goat, is what my mom said. I was like a mountain goat. But I would reach over each hand, climbing up the hillsides, crawling in caves on my knees and everything. I was stout. Thinking about carrying a 20-gallon bucket of water back from the lake if you had to over your shoulders or whatever, making trips. You did all that stuff. You didn't think about it. You did it because you was young and healthy and feisty. But as you get older, you have to start thinking more outside of the box. Because youth is not always going to be on your side. And same way with health. You can still be young and have health issues that could deteriorate you. So, and then she turns around and she says, my youngest son teases me and calls me 10-4 hat. I want to tell you what, Carol. You make a 10-4 hat and you put some flowers on it. And when he comes over, and just put your hat on, start wearing it. He says, okay, you want me, and be proud of it. Don't let him put you down. If this is what you think of me, then I want to show you. And then I'm going to tell you what. If you really want to get his goat, you take that hat, you put it on your head, And when you're going over to his house and his kids, you walk in the door with it, says, I'm here. Oh, 10-4 hat's here. Now, what's up? What's up? Throw it right back at him. What's up? If he wants to make fun of you and think of you like that, throw it back at him. If you really want to embarrass him, say y'all going to the store or something other, you getting right there, you get in the car with him, you pull your hat out and put it on right on your head right there in the car with him. And then start waving at everybody. Hi! Hi! Draw attention to yourself. Draw attention. I want to tell you what, he'll be so embarrassed. He won't be calling you 10-4 hat anymore. Says, well, I'm going to keep wearing this until you stop calling me that. And see what he'll do. Like I say, I love getting these letters. I love getting things from people. You can send me emails too. And I'm going to tell you something now. She says, I cannot tell you how many times we have used emergency food supply in our cupboard. See, you don't have to have overabundance of prep to survive it. Because most of us just do not have the money. Most of us just don't. We just flat out. We're broker than a buck-tooth beaver with no teeth that needs to get his dam built. Just how it is. You can only prep on a small scale. You cannot afford all these high-priced equipment. But water and food and shelter is the three main priority for you right there. So that there is a plus no matter what. Is figured out the basic needs. Because I'm telling you, all that store-bought stuff, all that highfalutin stuff ain't going to mean nothing in an SHTF situation. Not going to mean a thing if you don't have food, water, and some kind of supplies. And it don't have to be on a huge scale. Like I said, figure it up for 30 days. They figure it up for 6 months. You know, some people does 5 years. And I guess that's great if you got the money to do it. And then she makes up kits on these road trips. Now, they don't mind the kits on the road trip, she says. They like them because they get into them, they snack and everything. But they don't mind those. So then she says here and talks about, she said she likes all the scenarios that I create on my SHTF thing. She loves doing the brain tweezers and stuff. And I've got to come up with some new ones and stuff. I've got a couple ideas here. And some of mine sounds really strange. And some of them, I've had people kind of get upset at me a little bit on them. Because I say, I won't do that. Ain't no way. I'll tell you what, an SHTF worldwide situation, people do some weird things. If you ever watch any of these movies or you read these books, how people change from being something that they weren't before. How many were just flipping burgers in their past life, all at once become this totally... you know what I mean? Totally, yeah, out there. Don't have to explain it. And she said at 58, when I had a congestive heart failure, and 2 years later I had a stroke at 58. I'll tell you what, that's when most people wakes up. You will find a lot of older people who prepping because of health reasons. Now, some people has younger health issues. Younger people has a lot of health issues, and that's why they do it. But that's why a lot of people says, I've got to do something here. I'm not physically able to do what I did before, and I need to make sure I take care of myself, and I need to make sure I can take care of my family and my friends in a situation like this. Now, you don't have to have overabundance things. She says, then here's another thing. She says, everybody can prep a tiny bit. Ain't that something? A tiny bit. That's what I'm saying is, you don't have to have a huge amount. You don't have to go gaga and buy all the latest guns and the latest treasure outfits or the latest bulletproof vests. I'm looking at things on eventually how to make a lot of my own stuff. I hope down the road, as my financial situation changes, there's things I want to make. And when I make them, I'll share it with you. Like I said, I don't show you something other if I don't try it. If I don't try it, I ain't going to talk about it. I ain't going to show it to you. So she's got a good point. You don't have to spend a lot. You can set $5 a week aside and go in there. Now, the winter months is here, and I've been using more of my water than I would normally use right now because I'm not able to get out. But you know what? I'm thankful I've got those gallons of water in the house to make my soups and things with, and to hold me over because it will keep me going. I'm thankful that I have the extra cans of soup and the extra cans of noodles and the extra cans of oats and the bowls of oats and all this stuff. I'm thankful that I have that food to fall back on. When everything else is gone, I've got that to eat on. So I'm thankful for those little supplies. So then she says, down here, excuse me, right here it says, she's talking about quite about prepping to friends and family, and I encourage them to at least store some food and water. And I'll tell you why, because I've talked to people about prepping. The looks you get on their faces, the looks they give you, they think you're crazy. They snarl their nose up. They just put you down. They just really offended by what you were doing. I want to tell you, I say I've got some issues going on with myself with trying to get this garage tore down and fixed. I dried my own herbs on the back of my car, and I got in trouble for it because I have someone who just decided he wanted to stir trouble up for me because I got tired of him bossing me around, telling me what I could and couldn't do. The bottom line is, they try to buy the house that I have that I've got to fix up. And he started on me from day one that I needed to do this. This house was owned by the bank for about 3 years. It was owned by people before that, and nothing was ever done to the garage. He would sit on the front porch and wait for me to get home from work and ask me why I haven't picked the pine cones up out of the yard. And I pick up huge amounts of them. Ask me why I didn't do this and why I didn't do that. Well, physically, I wasn't able to do it anymore. I finally had to start paying people to do a lot of my stuff, and now my savings are gone. So I'm in this situation where I've got to do it myself, and I'm looking at up to a $500 fine and up to 2 months in jail because I'm not able to tear my garage down. I don't have the money to pay someone to come out here and tear it down or repair it for me. So I got in trouble also for bins. I have warm compost bins back here. I'm in trouble for it. Well, the fact is, you can't even see them from the road. It's because my neighbor come over here and was snooping while I was in the hospital. My neighbor was telling them about things. And that's a shame. That's a shame. Now, that's what happens for people who prep. Because I choose to prep, and I choose to grind my own herbs, and I have a warm compost bin, and I choose to collect rainwater to fill up in my jugs for my plants and my animals, and I like washing my clothes with. I'm looking at a bunch of money I got to pay out that I don't have. And I did set up an account. I did set up an account on a Val Short on GoFund.com. And you know what? I don't even want the money. I really don't care about not getting any money. The only reason I set it up was to show the courts that I'm trying. It isn't about money for me. Nobody has to give me a dime. All I need is time, labor, and materials from people. And you know what? If I don't get it, I'm still going to do it because, bottom line, what it come down to it, it's because I choose to prep, and because I'm drying my herbs outside and I collect rainwater and stuff, I'm in trouble for it now. So I can understand why she's saying it's best to keep quiet about a prepper. I don't really go and talk to the neighbors much about the stuff. I do tell people about my YouTube site, and then I try to be careful about talking about too much prep. I just tell them I do a lot of how to do, and I do talk about this, and I do some comedy videos and different things as y'all seen. But Carol's got a good point on this, and I'm really glad I got this letter. Carol, you're not alone on this. There's people out there always got these opinions of us. They think we're all crazy. They think we all wear tinfoil hats. That's just bottom line. And I'm having problems myself because of some neighbors of one particular group that's causing me problems. And that's okay because you know what? If something happened tomorrow or down the road or whatever, all this stuff that's in people's freezers is gone. It's going bad. All this trying to stay warm is gone because I guarantee none of them has backup heating source or whatever. So we're going to survive. And you prepping on a small scale like I do is smart. Saving the water was smart. Making the little kits is smart. Don't let nobody tell you any different. You're not alone. You're not alone at all in this prepping. Everybody preps at different levels and everybody preps for different reasons. Mine's getting back to basics. Mine's reteaching myself, like you said, reteaching myself. So thank you for this letter, and I appreciate it so much. If folks out there, write me or send me an email, because we all need someone to talk to and share our thoughts with. And you're not alone out there, because I want to tell you what, I think maybe only maybe 3% of the people in the United States actually prep, if that many. There's different types. There's preppers, there's bushcraft people, then there's people called survivalists, then there's people who are herbalist people. There's different levels, different types, but I still think you got outdoor people, of course, that does hunting and fishing and everything. I think the percentage is not as high as, it may be a little higher than 3%, but if you take into consider all the different groups, the different types, then the number's higher. But when it comes down to it, actually people prepping up stuff and putting it up, I don't think the number's that high. You do have people, there's a lot of outdoor people for camping and hunting and all that. But some of them are preppers, but there is different types. But I want to tell you what, I guarantee if you go out and you spend a day and you start writing down numbers, and ask somebody, says, do you put up extra water and food? Do you prep? They'll say no. Okay, then you're going to start, and how many come? You might come across, depends on where you're at, you might come across 1 out of every 100 if you're lucky that does any kind of prepping. And that's just basic prepping. That's just putting up extra food and water. Maybe 1 out of every 100 that actually cans their own stuff and puts it up. You're not going to find a lot of people doing it. You're just not going to. Society has got us spoiled. So, thank you for the letter again, Carol. I want to leave it down on my thing for you to write me or email me and tell me how you feel about things, maybe some thoughts. Look forward to writing her back and stuff. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in on me on YouTube. Share my sites with some people. Love to reach some more people out there. I enjoy doing these videos. I enjoy touching base with people. And I enjoy hearing their thoughts. And I'll give a shout out to G-Man out there. I did check it show out of Robert's show and stuff. And we talked back and forth a little bit. Still got a lot to learn. Got a lot of questions to ask. Never stop learning. So be safe. Be happy. Bless you all.